Oh, wait,
this way.
Jasmine, we need you too.
I'm coming.
All right, all right.
Okay, so have a seat right here.
All right.
And make this all
Oh, we need to take these
official.
off. Right. All right, so,
Okay, so just a little brief background about Botox. There's two types of non-invasives that you can do to your face that are injectables.
okay.
So one of the injectables is Botox, and what I call that is I call it a freezer. And what it does is it kind of freezes the muscles. And the reason you have wrinkles is it's just like in your clothes. If you go like this and keep doing this all the time, you're going to have a big old pleat right here.
So
And
they're
that's-
doing that a lot, right?
And that's what happens up there. The other kind of injectables that we do are fillers,
Okay.
which you really only have a couple areas where you might benefit from that. And what those are is basically spackle. It's like you have a little kind of rough spot or a little hole in a wall or something like that. You spackle it. So that's what we do with
What
the
kind of a
fillers.
home improvement project am I? That's the question.
Well, that's a freezer. That's the freezer.
All right, so what do you think of my forehead? What do you think?
Well, there's a couple things going on there. As we get older, the muscles work a lot, especially if you're concentrating or you're like really an animated, high energy type of guy.
That's kind of me.
And you have a lot of facial expressions and
All the
stuff like
time.
that. So what that does is it creates the wrinkles, which give you character because nobody wants to just look like a robot. But there's a fine line between having some wrinkles and having too many.
Right.
And so what the Botox does is it freezes things to the point where the wrinkles start calming down and settling down.
I like
So
that.
it's not a one-shot deal. In other words, when you walk out of here, you will still have wrinkles on your face. It's not magic. It doesn't make them disappear.
Right.
But over a period of about 2 to 3 days, the Botox will take effect.
Okay.
And you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to frown or squint heavy duty like that.
Okay.
And it'll be actually really funny because you'll be trying it.
I'll be
It's just-
trying?
It's not going to happen. A muscle is a muscle and a wrinkle is a wrinkle.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. So in about 2 or 3 days, my face will, or my forehead will be frozen?
It'll be softer.
Soft. I like that.
And the reason is because
I like softness.
in your particular case, what's going on is that you have a little bit of what we call ptosis. So your brow is sagging a little bit, and if we do like the maximum amount up here,
Okay.
it'll actually make it drop.
Oh, right.
Whereas if we put it in the right places, which is through here, it's actually a chemical brow lift, and it'll actually put you up.
I like that.
And the other place where I do it is around the crow's feet. So, a lot of people come in and they only want like 5 units. They only want like one here and one here. And that is penny wise and pound foolish because
Right.
your whole face ages at a certain rate. So what this is it's a preventive to keep the pleating from happening. And I have people that I've been doing Botox for 10 and 15 years, and they look fantastic.
And
Because
there's a lot of misconceptions about Botox. What's one of the biggest misconceptions?
Well, I think one of the biggest ones that I see is people think that they can just do it once or
Right.
once in a while. It's like anything else, If you're going to eat right or go to the gym, do you do it once a month?
No,
No, you do it
have a regimen.
regular.
Yeah,
So the regimen for Botox,
Okay.
and which I've found in like 99% of people, is every 4 months. You need to do it because it wears off.
Right.
And after it's done, you'll see, the muscles get frozen. And then somewhere around 3.5 to 4 months, you go, oh, they're not frozen anymore.
Right.
And that's the time to do it. Because probably one of the best examples of that is I had a patient years ago who had like the Grand Canyon between her eyes. Just huge, huge, deep furrow. And we did one treatment, it got a little better. And we 2, and it got better still. By a year, it was totally gone.
Wow.
And that's because she was religious and stuck to
And
it.
kept on her
It's
regimen.
it's like anything else with diet, exercise,
Right.
hair.
Right. So how's my hair? Since,
Well, could use a little work, but that's above my pay grade.
Right.
So,
Well, some others.
do you know somebody's good with hair?
I know a few people.
Okay.
My hairdresser's incredible. So, do we have any questions? Any questions, guys?
Someone said OMG. Someone said OMG.
Yeah, yes,
And
I'm doing this on the internet, right?
A person says you have a nervous look in your face. Like,
My
oh,
crowd, right?
Like, oh man, am I ready for this?
I am definitely ready. You know why I'm ready? Because these are amazing professionals. We've had a consult before the consult. I am waiving my right to privacy on the internet, obviously, everyone. And they're even though we're having a little bit of fun, this is going to be a great procedure. So one more question.
Sure.
I am somebody who really wasn't thinking I needed Botox, but I've been educated that it could help me. Why was I under the misconception that it's something that it couldn't help me? But I'm now a believer. Talk to people who think, I don't need that.
Well,
Why should they think about that as far
well,
as
first of all,
beauty and
there's the
wellness?
whole guy thing. Is that more and more guys are starting to do Botox,
Right, that's a good step.
and it's not so much that you have wrinkles, but what happens as these wrinkle patterns set in. So I'm just going to advance you about 5 to 10 years. You can get a picture of this. What's going to happen
Okay.
is that, open your eyes a little bit, and it's going to come down and it's going to go like that. And you're going to look kind of either mad or grumpy
Right.
or upset all the time. And that will basically be like frozen
Right.
in your face. And
Right.
what this does is it prevents that. It slows down that process.
So it's preventative, just like anything you do in
Yeah,
wellness or
it's
beauty.
preventative. And it also helps you to pretty much keep your face in a neutral position rather than being frozen in like a scowl or
Right.
being mad or grim or something like
Okay.
that.
Beauty is not just one thing. You know, it's inner beauty, it's outer beauty, it's also wellness and maintenance. It's an entire package, right, doctor?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So at this point, you've given me my consultation, and you've educated me, and you've also told me I'm going to need to maintain this, and so which I'm going to schedule a follow-up, and I'm going to definitely do that with the ladies. What's the last thing I need to know before we go right in?
You need to introduce yourself to Rainey and be really nice to her. She's the one that has the needle in her hand.
Right. Now, is she going to be okay to talking, or is she get down to business and just go at it?
I think you can talk to her.
All right, just
So I'll send her in just one second.
and then we will we'll
And then
get
I'll
back
come
to you.
back.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we'll finish up. Any questions?
We need to do a before and after. So before we do the process, I want to point to where Jace is getting his injections before, and then we'll point to an after what it looks like.
Okay, well,
That's okay.
yeah,
It's
there
not
won't be a
gonna
whole
really-
lot
not
of
gonna
difference.
change, but
Basically, the injections are across
yeah, I may have tears in my eyes.
the bottom. No, you won't. The bottom of
Won't even feel
the
it.
brow above the eyebrows, some around here, and then just a couple little tiny ones up above.
So here's your before.
So I'll be right back.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. And now I want to introduce the amazing, the beautiful, the wonderful Jasmine. Guys, she's incredible.
So first things first, we always got to start with the
The
consent.
consent.
Got to do things right.
Yes.
So have
All
everyone
right.
sign there. We're starting
Okay.
at the top line.
All right.
All right. So then this is for you to take home a little bit more literature on the Botox, specified and directed towards the men.
Right, and you guys need to dress up when you come in. Dress up when you get your injection, just like
Vest
him and like
or
me.
jacket, sports
Vest or
jacket.
sports jacket, because you're gonna want to go to the clubs. You're gonna want to go out, and even though it's not gonna take effect for a few days, you're gonna feel it in your. You're just gonna feel it. All right, you're gonna feel better.